Hello everybody, and thank you for joining me here on my YouTube channel all about my massive model railway collection and also the how-to videos that I like to do. Now, having not done a video since the beginning of May last year, which is certainly quite some time ago, there are a few reasons for that, and I will explain those rather shortly. In the meantime, I've got to thank you all out there from the bottom of my heart for all the people that's been contacting me by various ways because they're concerned about my well-being, and I just cannot thank you enough. It really does mean a lot to me. Thank you so very much. So to give you some of the reasons why it's been such a long time, I have said this before, but early on the year before, I think it was over a year ago now, I lost the hearing in my left ear, and it did make a difference to my life. It put me into quite a depressive mode, and just not having the get up and go and do it, it just sort of knocked it out of me. And it's just been difficult. That's about the best I can say. Now also, you've probably heard me talk about my friend Mervyn from Australia. Well, he came over last year and he was here for 3 months, and that helped me a lot as well because he was getting me doing things, and on top of that I went back with him for about the same amount of time, so consequently that's a good 5 or 6 months why I haven't done anything. Nevertheless, I'm trying to get off my ass and trying to do something, and this is the first one I've done, like I say, since last May, and it's more additions to the collection which I brought back with me from Australia, so I hope you enjoy it. Okie dokie, let's make a start. Now, you've obviously been staring at this one for the last couple of minutes or so, so obviously this is going to be the first one we're going to open, but I've got a little bit of a story to tell you about this. My friend Mervyn, before he retired, like myself, his job was he owned a pawnbroker's shop. Now, whilst I was over there with Merv, he had to go and visit another pawnbroker's shop about 10 or 15 miles away, and it was a place where he actually used to teach the people that owned it. He used to teach them the ropes, the name of the game, and so we went to visit them on another matter. And while we were there, I never even thought about it actually, but while we were there, Mervyn said to the guy, have you got any model railway stuff? And it turns out this is the only item that he'd got. So I think he was asking 50, maybe a bit more, maybe $60 US, which is about 30 quid, it's usually about half. And because obviously it was for Mervyn and me, of course, who introduced me to him, I think I got it for $20, which is, I think it's £10. So Mervyn bought me that as a present. So we'll open it, and yeah, we'll see. Let's see how it goes. Now, like anything that I get, what I have not already got or already knew about, I always do a search to try and learn a little bit about them. And I can tell you now, this is providing the camera focuses, and you can see it, hopefully. Yeah, oh, wrong side. Try the other end. Yeah, that's better. Right, focus on that camera. Okay, this is it's obviously HO, and it's an H16-44 baby Transmaster Diesel Virginian. Now, I didn't know anything about this, so like I said, I always check and do a bit of research, and in doing so, it's a quite interesting little thing. It's US, obviously, and they call it a road switcher. It's made by a company called Fairbanks-Morse, hence the FM at the beginning of the number, and it's called an H16-44. Now, as I say, I'd never seen one of these, and I've never owned one, but I like the livery. It's really quite pretty. I've got a photo of this one as well, which I found on the internet, so have a quick look at that. Yeah, there you go. So that's an original one, of course. Now, these were built between 1950 and 1963, and there was 299 of them made. Bit of a strange figure that. You'd have thought 300, really, wouldn't you? But anyway, whatever. But having said that, there was also 58 of them made by the Canadian Locomotive Company between 1955 and 1957. So what does that make that a total of? What was that? 58 plus 299, that's 357. if my maths are okay. It houses a 1600 horsepower diesel engine. Obviously it's a diesel electric like many of them are. So yep, a little bit of info there for you. If you want to know more about it, you know, you've only got to go to Google, same as I did, and just punch in H16-44, and if you find it interesting enough you can read the whole thing. But now we're going to take it out. Now the box is very slightly tatty, as you've obviously just seen at the beginning. But this is heavy. Mind you, then again, most of the Bachmann Spectrum stuff is. Oh, and it's lovely. I love the VGN here. I haven't even run this yet, so I've got to see what it's like. That coupling's not springing back, and it should do. Right, okay, well that's the first job I've got to look into. But you know, if you look at the wheels, I mean, it possibly has been run. As I say, I haven't run it yet. But it looks pretty close to being new. It certainly hasn't had a lot of use, if any. Now the only thing is with it, the back, is this one coupling working? Oh, it's got a different coupling. It's got the Continental one on there. What do they call them? I forget the name now. That one seems to be springing, so that gives us a choice of two couplings, either the Continental type there or the I think I might change those. I don't know. We'll see how it goes when I decide what I'm going to use her with. Now, as you can see, the back rails are already there. They're coming off. I normally tend to put a spot of glue on them. I don't think everybody likes doing that, but yeah, I prefer a tiny spot of glue because you get fed up of things dropping off. I've just got out the box here. It looks like it's come off. And it also looks like somebody's glued it before, look, which it wasn't me, but that's obviously the front rails there. But oh, sorry, I'm off camera here. Sorry about that. Yeah, so that's the front rails there, which is not going to be a big deal to put back. But unfortunately, if I just put her down there and show you this, take out the phone. Just show you now here. Obviously, typical Bachmann or anybody really now is just showing you everything. Obviously, you can see here that it's got rails on it, which you would expect it would have. But there is no sprue in the box. I've looked underneath, there's nothing. There's no sprue, so it particularly looks to me like the rails are missing there. And of course, the other side as well. Which is a shame. Hang on, oh, hang on a minute, look, we've got a price here, right? Now hang on a minute, this is $90, so that's about 45 quid, so I did get a good bargain for 10 quid, didn't I, really? But yeah, so it looks to me like that the rails are missing, the sprue's not there at all, but I've got two choices. I'm going to have a look on I'll give the UK Bachmann place a ring in Leicester, which is not far from Nottingham. I'll give them a ring, and if there's nothing available for it anymore, then I'll just send the body out to Eric, and I'm sure he'll have some stuff that he can make up and put on there for me. But there she is. That's the Virginian. That's the FM H16-44. Right, shall we move on? Now, before we move on to the next locomotive, which I'm going to unbox for you, which I brought back from Australia, let me just show you these two first, because I have not only shown these before, I have also run them before, excuse me, as a full GAN set. And the GAN is one of my favourite Australian locomotives and trains, because it's pretty much like the Australian version of the Orient Express, etc. But this one here is a Fratelli. Now, Fratelli I think are made in Brazil. The coaches are quite good. The locomotive is absolutely completely wrong. Now, I have run this as a double header in a video, so some of you may have already seen it anyway, but it's not strictly correct by a long way from this locomotive point of view, because this loco by Fratelli is actually a GEC 30-7 phase 3 called the GAN. But it's totally wrong. This was never ever a GAN locomotive in reality, whereas this one, which is made by Us Trains, again, which is the one that you've seen me run in the video, NR74 is the correct number, Port Prairie, just there, and it is absolutely spot on. This is the correct one, made by Us Trains, or made in China for Us Trains. This is the correct one for the GAN that you saw me run double-headed with this one. But there's a reason that I'm showing you this first, so stay with me. Now here you can see that I've actually removed the Fratelli GE30 out of the way, because like I said, it's not credible in any way, shape or form. But I've left the other one out, which I did run in the video double-headed with the Fratelli one. And the reason is I've done that is because this is something else I brought back from Oz with me just before Christmas. So we'll open it up and I'm going to show you now. This is the original receipt for it. There, 245 Aussie dollars. Now I made a mistake earlier when I was talking to you about that diesel, the Fairbanks-Morse one. I said US dollars, and I'm sorry, I meant Australian dollars, which is roughly $2 to the English pound. But that's the original receipt. Well, we've got a date on this, we've got a Visa card number, where I was, Sydney, New South Wales. Purchase, yep, here we go, look, 020904. Now I spotted this on eBay Australia while I was over there with Merv, and I've always wanted to have a second NR class locomotive, because that Fratelli one is just so wrong. And again, we've got more receipts of all the information there, shop, where it was from, blah blah blah. And the story behind this, when I saw it on eBay Oz, was quite simply that it belonged to a gentleman who unfortunately passed away, and his son was selling off all his collection, and I couldn't resist buying this because I wanted to do, I've already done the video double-headed, I know, and some of you may have seen it, but I wanted to do it with two proper locomotives, not that horrible Fratelli cheap crap, which is, to be honest with you, exactly what it really is. It's a bit of cheap crap. So we'll carefully, hopefully, get this one out. Oh, hang on, can I pull it out with the, oh, come on. Oh, I can get it with this. I can get it with the, yes. Let's get the box out of the way. Hang on a second. There we go. Now, the guy who was selling this, like I say, for his late father, made a point of saying it has never been run, and I can well believe it hasn't. It's still got the pack in here, look, for the guarding the railing, and of course the interesting thing is it's numbered R109, whereas this one is NR74, which means I can double head the two of them now properly with the correct class locomotives. And I'm just going to have to do another video featuring the two of them. So again, I'm not sure which couplings we've got. The knuckle coupling on that end there, which is good because it's nice to have two different choices, and I've got a continental one there. But I'll sort the couplings out accordingly when I come to redo the video with both correct locomotives. Can't remember how much I paid for this. I think Mervyn bought it, actually. I think Mervyn paid for it, but yeah, I can't remember how much it was, but it was a good price. And the Oz trains, made in China for Oz trains, they are really good. So I'm so looking forward to putting these two together and doing a video of it. So that'd be fantastic. So watch out for that one later. Okay then, third up of all the items I brought back from Oz with me is this one. Now, I had never seen one of these or even heard of the brand name before. As you can see here, it's Ixion, so I suppose you pronounce it Ixion. Now, they are made in China, but there's something special about these. They're actually made for a particular shop in Sydney, which Merv and I visited, and is where I spotted this, and I just couldn't not avoid buying it. So we'll get it open and let you have a look. First of all, it's obviously Ixion model railways. It's 187 HO scale, and it's the New South Wales Government Railroad or Railway. It's a class 32, but I think over there they normally call them 32 class. It's a 460, so I've had it out the box obviously, but I haven't run it yet, and this is, oh, it's gorgeous, absolutely stunningly gorgeous. Obviously you get all the nice paperwork with it, as you do with most things nowadays anyway. That's all like safety procedure, that's how to dismantle it, and we'll just turn it over here and just a little brief read up about it. Yeah, this is a model of the New South Wales Railway Government Railways low frame. I think they did a high frame version as well, but the model is a 32 low frame. It's class 460 mixed traffic locomotive. It says here the C32 class, introduced as the P class commencing in 1892, became the universal workhorse, get it right John, of the New South Wales Railway. They worked to express passenger, local passenger goods and branch line mixed trains across virtually the entire system. It tells you all about it, but again, I'm not going to go into this in all the detail, because you can quite simply Google the website of Ixion, and it's all on there about them. All this write-up on this introductory leaflet, shall we call it, all this writing is actually on the website, so you can have a good read about it all. So yeah, let's have a look at the model. Under normal circumstances, with a steam locomotive and a tender, you probably know I would always get the locomotive out first and then the tender afterwards. I'm going to reverse that procedure this time. There is a reason for that as well, which I'll explain in a minute. So let's start with this. Get her out. Come on, girl, come on. Oh, yep, we got it. We got that bit. Right, slowly and gently does it. Obviously, like everything else, it's very delicate. So yeah, gently and carefully does it. Right, let's take it out. I'll move that out of the way. Put the back out of the way. Right. Now this is the maroon livery one. They do it in black and maroon. You may have just seen that on the leaflet anyway. Right, so the detail is superb. Obviously the locomotive has got the plug into there, but obviously you can see it's so well made. You know, we knock China over things and say, oh, it's made in China, but there's nothing wrong with the stuff. It's there's good and bad from everywhere. Obviously it's got the spring-loaded buffers. We've got the what's it coupling? The oh damn me, forgot the name. Oh, I've been drinking since 8 o'clock. Yeah, it'll come to me in a minute. Yes, look at that beautiful detail. It's absolutely lovely. Now the reason I've taken this out first is because I wanted to point out to you that it's got the bogie tender, 2 sets of 4. Now this locomotive originally came with like a fixed fixed wheel set of 6 wheels, and of course this one's got 8. So there was a choice of either. I'm not sure if the choice of either is on the website. You'd have to look into that, but I can't remember actually spotting that. But the point I wanted to make by taking the tender out first is quite simply that with this tender on, it's a bit longer, obviously, and most turntables it couldn't turn round on them because the extra bit of length on the tender was over the edge of the turntable. So I think it was only one particular turntable or a couple of particular turntables that they had to use when it was using this tender. So we'll put this down carefully and move on to the Loco. Stay with me. So carefully does it again. Oh. Come on, nice and gently. I love the way things are packed these days though. I mean, you know, you pay good money for quality items and you expect to get them in one piece, and absolutely. So that's the top. Yeah, that's the top. So slide that out. Oh, come on, that's it. Yeah, cool. I think that's some extra stuff. Yes, I'm sure it is. A few accessories, look, what you can put on yourself. Like again, most things have these nowadays. Pop them in there. Get this up and open carefully. Oops. Yeah, I actually saw this running in the shop, but I've not actually run it yet myself. But obviously that'll be coming, hopefully pretty soon. So move that out of the way carefully again, and show you the Loco. Oh, it's beautiful. Oh guys, I mean, this is just, oh, it's lovely. Let's look at it. It's absolutely spiffing. 32 class. It's numbered 3201 look, which is fantastic. Detail is superb, and plus we've got those other bits to put on. I know the light works. Yes, I've seen that working in the shop. And just gently, carefully turn around. Yep. Oh. You know, when I walked into the shop, and what a shop it is, it's a great place. I mean, you just could not walk in and not buy something. I can tell you now, this was about 300 Aussie dollars, 295 I think. So that's about 150 quid, which I don't think is all that bad really for what it is. So yeah, and it does say under there made in China, but I kind of knew that anyway. So yeah, she is beautiful. Yep. So lovely. I'm really looking forward to setting this up on the track and getting it all running. So talking about running on the track, I'm going to have to clean all the tracks because it's not been run since May last year, so I bet there's plenty of dust and crap on there, so I'll have to get them cleaned off before I do any running session. So right, I'll put this down then now, so you've had a good look at her, and I'll be back with you in a minute or two. Well, this brings us to the last item here, which I brought back from Oz with me. And before I turn it over, just a couple of things to mention to you. I've just had a 5-10 minute break to have a smoke and pour myself some more whiskey. And talking about whiskey, if I slur any words or have any mental blackouts, like remembering the name of a coupling, which is a knuckle coupling by the way, it's because I've been drinking whiskey since about 8 and I'm getting a little tipsy now. But I'm handling it, I'm alright, I'm getting there. Now, in that break, I had a look on the website for the locomotive I've just shown you, the Ixion, and I got the price wrong. It's actually 495 Oz dollars, which is a bit less than 200 quid, so that's what the Loco cost. I did get 10% discount from the guys there anyway, but I'll tell you about a little bit more about that in a minute, so I'm going to talk about the shop in a minute. So let me just turn this over, and as I do so, explain something. The beautiful class 32 locomotive, what you've just seen, or the 32 class, you Oz guys say, it's a beautiful locomotive. It was the first thing that caught my eye as I went into the shop, and I just could not let go of it. I just kept walking back to it and looking at it, but you can't run it on its own. It would be absolutely stupid just to buy a locomotive. So we've now got a full set of matching coaches to go with it. I'm so looking forward to running this one. Now the price is still on here. This is $897, so you can call that 900. So that set was about £450. Am I bothered? No, of course I'm not. It's absolutely beautiful. Now there's no point in me taking all of these out on camera. I've only ever had one of them out before anyway. It might be best if I just stop the camera, take them all out. I think there's a couple the same, so there's no point in doing every single coach, but we'll go through it in a minute. Right, these are all individually packed, which is really good, obviously. Now, I've had a study of them. I'd only had a brief look previously, so I've studied them now, and it appears what we've got is 2 second-class coaches, 1 first-class... Have I done that the right way around? No, that's 1 first-class coach, 2 second-class coaches, the buffet, and 2 second-class breaks. Now, I don't know which order these would be in on that train. My gut feeling would tell me probably the one of the break would be first, maybe, then possibly the first-class coach, possibly the buffet, and then the 2 second-class coaches. That's assuming the buffet is closer to the first-class coach, and it may go between the 2 second-class. I really don't know. And then, of course, the other break would possibly be obviously on the other end. So I think that's a guess of the right order. Now, there's no point in... we'll have a look at one of the breaks, we'll have a look at the buffet, and perhaps with the first-class car, and maybe one of the second. We'll see how we go for time, but so I don't want it to be an overly long video for you. So yeah, I was going to tell you about the shop. So the place is called... Oh, let's get it right. Hang on, can you see it at the bottom better? Probably. Yeah, well, here we go, look. It's Casula Hobbies, which is C-A-S-U-L-A Hobbies, obviously. Now, these have been designed, or Casula Hobbies, the shop has had these designed specifically for them, and I don't know for sure, but I don't think these are sold in any other shops apart from Kazula Hobbies. Now the guys there are absolutely fantastic. They're a great bunch of guys. And this is without a shadow of a doubt a very true statement. They make the best cup of tea I have ever had away from home. It was absolutely spot on, and the service is good, the guys are good. Joe's the boss, I think he's the boss, but the whole, if ever you're in Australia and you go to Sydney, you must look up Kazula Hobbies. Absolutely brilliant place, brilliant people, so much to look at, so much to choose from. So there, right, so we'll get on with these now. Just give me a second and I'll be back with you. Well, we'll start with the first class coach then. Right, let's just gently open it up. Can I get it out? Oh, I think that's, well, it is where you're supposed to get it out. There's no holes at the back. So yeah, put that down. We've got, what's that? That's just fallen out. What's that? Little brake rod. I think that's something extra you can put on. Right, let's have a look. Now again, the detail is, oh, honestly guys, I am so much looking forward to running this set. So yeah, you can see beautiful detail. I mean, it really is lovely. I can't quite make out some of the wording there. Probably, is it going to focus? I can't quite see what it says either side of the door, because obviously I've got my glasses on and it's out of focus if I go too close. So right, come around the back, there you go. Yep, and the coupling, well, I couldn't remember. Yes, I know, silly boy, it's a knuckle coupling. That's obviously on all of them, so that's, yep. And the bogies. Yeah, wow. Oh, I'm so much looking forward to this. It's going to be a great running session with all what I brought back from Oz anyway. So there, let you have a look at that. Yep, beautiful. Right, let's put it to bed. Well, I know I can leave it out for now. I'll put it down there out the way carefully on its paper. Right, so I don't think there's any point in looking at the second class cars, because they're only going to be exactly the same, apart from they say second just there, which is bloody obvious, really, isn't it? And we'll just move them, and let's have a look at the buffet car. I don't like getting them out like that, you know. Wait a minute. I don't like getting them out like that, because you're gripping the steps. It's not a good idea. So we'll try it that way. Right, okay, yeah. So that's the buffet. I know it's buffet, I know. Don't start sending me messages saying it, don't say it like that, I know. But, so, see, it says it there, look, it's got a T on the end, buffet. Anyway, yeah, I've got the black, well, the white out windows there, so, yeah. Well, so that would be the kitchen section, wouldn't it, obviously, and then that would be the seating area. Really are nice. Yeah, you can see, you probably can't see it from there, but on this section here I can see that there's a corridor there, so that would be the part where the staff are walking about, obviously cooking the food, etc, etc. Right, well, I'll put this one down side of the other one for now. As I say, I can put them away myself in a short while. Right, so let's have a look then at one of the second brakes. Is that going to, oh, hang on. Oh, that one's undone, this one isn't. Swap them over. Alright. Yeah, we'll get it out that way. Yes, that's better. Oh, what's that? What's fallen off inside? More accessories. Not quite sure what they are at the moment. I'll have a look at that in a bit anyway. Pop that in there. Right, so there we go then. Well, obviously that definitely says God on it. It's got a number on there. Oh, there's a mark on that window. There's a mark on that window. Will that come off? I have to look into that. Probably a cotton bud job, that one. Can't make out that number on there. Yeah, I can't make it out. 9 something, I think. So, yep. So that's the second brake, and it's a corridor coach. I can see that. yeah. Yeah, lovely. Yeah, I'm just wondering if the other brake has got a different number. Yes, it has. It's got a 4-figure number on that one. This is a 3-figure number here. So, yeah. I would imagine that the first guard's van, second guard, I reckon that would be at the front of the train with the back end coupled to the tender. That's generally the way I've seen it done with trains with 2 guard vans on. But of course, whether or not they do that over in Oz, I don't really know. I'm sure somebody in Oz will probably put me right on it. So yeah, absolutely cool. So there you go. That's pretty much all of it now. It's just a matter of getting all the tracks clean and getting on with the job. As soon as I can, I will start doing some running sessions. But for the moment, that's all what I've brought back. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and yeah, and hopefully I'll get onto something pretty soon, and we'll get something running. Oh, and a little teaser for you. Last year, I was working on the design of a train controller. Very simple, with forward and reverse switch and a control for speeding it up. But this unit is going to be capable of running about 6 to 8 modern locomotives, enough power to do that, and probably about 3 or 4 Triang older motors, obviously if they're serviced right, and the whole thing is going to cost less than £5, £5. So I'm going to do that pretty soon. I've got it all in mind, and I've already built a prototype, so we'll have another little interesting how-to eventually. So anyway, with all of that, I love you and leave you. Thomas, if you're watching this video, as soon as I get round to being prepared to do a running session, I'll give you a shout, as always. Until then, everybody, Happy New Year from me, obviously, and good night, God bless, take care, look after yourselves. Bye everyone, bye.